Toronto, Canada, woke up inside a white nightmare. At Pearson Airport, 46 centimeters of snow fell in one day, smashing a record that stood for nearly 60 years. Around 200 crashes in just 24 hours. More than 150 vehicles trapped, stuck, or slid into ditches. And the chilling question is, was this only a winter storm, or a preview of the extreme weather reality coming for us all? Welcome back to Global Weather Disasters, where we don't just report catastrophes, we reveal the forces that can shut down an entire city in hours. Today, we're heading to Toronto, Ontario, a city that knows winter well, but still found itself completely overwhelmed by one of the most intense snowstorms in recent memory. Sunday, January 25th, 2026. At first, it seemed like a normal, snowy day. Then the sky darkened. Snow fell heavier, denser, faster. Downtown Toronto was buried under nearly 60 centimeters of snow. At Pearson International Airport, snow piled up to 46 centimeters in just 24 hours, the single-day snowfall record for the airport, surpassing the previous record that had stood since 1966. But there's more. Across the entire month of January, Pearson recorded 88.2 centimeters of snow, the highest monthly snowfall since official records began in 1937. These figures weren't just statistics. They were staggering anomalies that meteorologists and climate observers had rarely seen.
Not sure if I'll get all this shoveling done.
The danger wasn't only the total amount. It was how quickly the storm intensified. Cold air feeding into a deep, low-pressure system created an almost permanent snow band over the region. Strong winds whipped snow sideways. Visibility collapsed. One moment you could see the road. The next, nothing but white. Ontario Provincial Police reported nearly 200 traffic collisions in 24 hours and over 150 vehicles stranded across highways and neighborhood streets. Nearby regions, including Hamilton, experienced similar chaos as snowbanks rose higher than some parked cars. In a megacity, transportation is the heartbeat. But that heartbeat began to fail. Toronto's TTC system, used by more than 1 million people every day, fell into chaos. Buses delayed for hours, subway service disrupted as snow piled onto exposed tracks, streetcar lines stalled as vehicles struggled to maintain traction. When transit collapses, it's not just inconvenience, it's a city's lifeblood slowing down. Healthcare workers struggled to reach hospitals. Emergency crews fought through gridlock. Deliveries stopped moving. Supply chains tightened. And all of it happened within a single, unrelenting storm.
I was just built different. We're training on how to...
If it feels like extreme weather events are happening more often, stay with us. Because Toronto 2026 wasn't just record snow. It was a warning that the rules of weather are changing. After the storm, Toronto issued an official major snowstorm condition. That meant the city entered full emergency response mode. Main roads were prioritized for snow removal. Snowplows and heavy equipment ran non-stop. Side streets and sidewalks were scheduled next. Police strictly monitored snow routes. Priority corridors cleared first. Cars parked in the wrong place were fined or towed immediately. One blocked road was enough to slow down rescue and cleanup efforts, a sobering reminder of how fragile urban mobility can be under extreme weather. And here's a crucial piece people often miss. Snow doesn't just fall, it bills you. Toronto spends more than 160 million Canadian dollars each year on winter maintenance, clearing 14,700 kilometers of roadways, removing snow from 7,900 kilometers of sidewalks, operating over 1,400 winter vehicles, and spreading hundreds of thousands of tons of salt to prevent ice. Other Canadian cities like Montreal and Calgary have even higher winter budgets. Montreal often exceeds 200 million Canadian dollars per season. When snow reaches historic levels like January 2026, those costs don't just rise, they can surge dramatically, putting pressure on municipal budgets and local resources. A snowstorm isn't only a natural disaster, it's a logistical battle worth hundreds of millions. So what made this storm so intense? Meteorologists point to three main factors. First, a deep, low-pressure winter system pulled cold air and moisture into its core. Second, Lake Ontario acted as a moisture amplifier. Warm lake water fed moisture into the air, fueling heavy snow bands, a kind of enhanced lake effect snow. Third, fierce winds turned falling snow into whiteout conditions, forcing drivers to navigate frozen mazes with virtually no visibility. Toronto sees snow every year, but not like this. And here's the paradox many people ask. If the Earth is warming, why does extreme snow still happen? The answer lies in how the atmosphere holds moisture. Warmer air holds more water vapor. When temperatures remain below freezing, that extra moisture can fall as heavier, more intense snowfall. Climate change doesn't erase winter. It makes winter more volatile, more unpredictable, and more dangerous. Record snowfall events from Buffalo's blizzard episodes to heavy snow in Japan and Europe show a pattern of increasing weather extremes. Toronto 2026 now stands among these events. Toronto in January 2026 wasn't only buried under snow, it was buried under a warning. Nature can still paralyze a modern city in a single day. So the question isn't whether it will happen again. The question is, are we ready when it does? This is Global Weather Disasters. See you in the next storm story.